So, Donna Brazile is joining Fox News. Check this out. Here's her letter. Donna Brazile, why I am excited to join Fox News and take part in a civil and sensible debate. Because that's all we really want. We just want rich people to tell us how we should feel, and we want them to tell us civilly. That's what our corporate media is. You realize that, right? Our corporate media, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, it's all just a bunch of people who the system has worked for, telling everybody else how the system works for everybody. That's what it is. It's just a bunch of rich, privileged people. The system has worked for them because they are the haves, and the haves tell the have-nots why the system's fine. Hey, look around you, have-not. You see a bunch of people going bankrupt because of medical bills. You see a bunch of families not able to afford to send their kids to college. You see people struggling to make rent. You see people working 2 and 3 jobs. Here's how the system works for everybody. Take it from me, somebody the system has worked for. That's our corporate media. That, in a nutshell, is our corporate media. And now Donna Brazile is going to Fox News, and they're going to have nice civil debates about nothing. About how the system works for everybody, except it doesn't. So I guess let's look at her letter. I am excited by the opportunity to share my perspective and views with the Fox News audience and to help shape the dialogue at this important juncture in our history. More importantly, I'm eager to get my paycheck. Those weren't her words, but they should be. The 2020 presidential election is a consequential moment in American democracy. Everything we believe in as Americans will be examined and, in essence, ratified by our votes. But it concerns me, as it does the majority of good Americans, that our national debate has become hostile and disrespectful. We no longer simply agree to disagree. Too often, wow, okay. I mean, what is she saying here? I like how we have so many ridiculous problems in this country, and then you have people like Donna Brazile that want to just be like, oh, we just need to talk nicer. We just need to have a bipartisan marketplace of ideas. When people, go poll people and ask them what their problems are. Go ask them hey, I want a living wage. I want to be able to go to the doctor. How many people are going to be like, I wish people talk nicer on cable news? Newsflash, a lot of people ain't watching cable news. Most people ain't watching cable news. They inflate those numbers because they have it on in big areas. They have it on in hotels. The average Fox News viewer is 72 years old. Because a lot of these viewers don't realize there are choices. And I'm not saying that all older people don't engage with new media. I know a ton do. A ton do. But generally speaking, the older populations are more likely to watch cable news. Because generally speaking, some members of that population might not be as into YouTube or something like that. And again, I know that's generally. I know a lot of people in that age category are. You don't need to leave a comment below or you need to tell me your age and that. I know that. I know that. All right, let's see what else she's saying here. Will I agree with my fellow commentators at Fox News? Probably not, but I will listen. Will I question some of their assertions about hardworking Americans, low-income people, and issues like climate change? Absolutely. But I will do so with civility and respect. That's what we need. So when they say climate change isn't real, she's going to respectfully say, I think it is real. What a fuck of a news report. What a news report. Hey, climate change is just alarmism. I respectfully disagree. This is the news. Well, I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Peer-reviewed science, let's not look at that. What's important here is that we respectfully debated the issue. I don't think it's a thing. I think it is a thing, but I respect your opinion. This is news in the United States. This is somehow news. But as long as she does it with civility and respect, I feel a lot better. I will question some of their assertions about hardworking Americans. So when they say that Americans don't work hard, and that's the only problem, when they say like, oh, people are just lazy. People across the country working 2 and 3 jobs to survive, they're lazy. They're so lazy. Donna Brazile will respectfully say, oh, I don't think that's the case. I don't think. Let's sit in our ivory towers and ponder how people are surviving and what their intentions are or aren't. Again, this is news. This is considered news in the United States of America because we don't have a news structure. Like we just don't. Like whenever I used to say our media structure is toxic, I've evolved on that. Now I say it's toxic that we don't have a media structure. Like we just don't. We don't have one. You look at the index of press freedom, where, by the way, we're barely in the top 50. By the way, when it comes to press freedom, we're barely in the top 50. So whenever someone, the United States, I mean, yeah, we don't have a media structure, and sure, corporations can just buy the media and control it, but at least we don't have state-run media. Yeah, we're below most of those places when it comes to press freedom. We rank lower because the government just kind of writes a check. Not in all cases, but in many cases, that's what happens. We rank lower than a lot of structures that actually have, like the BBC. We rank lower than England. We rank lower than Canada. And I believe Norway is the country that has some of the best press freedom. And what they do is they have a governmental overseen organization that oversees the media. And they assure protection for journalists. They assure they have a lot of anti-consolidation laws. So it's not like one company can own all the press. There are very heavy protections on how much media one company can own. And there are very thorough transparency laws. You need to tell everybody where your funding comes from. And that information needs to be available to readers all the time. So they protect journalists, they protect consumers of news, and they protect the available airwaves. That's what they do over there. And this is a governmental agency overseeing this. They have the best press freedom in the world. So, and here, because we don't have any of that, we have none of that here, this is what we get. This is what we get. Donna Brazile, who, by the way, what is Donna Brazile famous for? Cheating in a debate. That's what Donna Brazile's famous for. She's going to civilly debate whether or not climate change is a thing with other disillusioned rich people at Fox News. This is news. This is news. So here at Get Your News On with Ron, we get our news on, and sometimes we fantasize about news being a real thing. And it is, don't get me wrong. There are, there's a lot of great journalism going on in the United States. You really got to dig, though. You really got to dig. It ain't on the front page in most cases. All right, so Donna Brazile is going to join Fox News. Could you hear the excitement in my voice? Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your